Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Soul. I hope you guys are having another lovely day. And today, we're going back into the how-to series, how I got into things. And today, I'm going to be talking about how I got into film. How did I get into movies? And, for a lot of people, that might just be like, oh, you just watch movies because it's like a thing to do. And some people just watched enough movies to the point they were like, hey, this is what I love, and then they developed that. And this one's a little bit probably like more understandable, because I think everyone, I think the general populace is like a casual movie fan. Like, everyone watches a couple of movies a year at least. I would like to think so, at least. And for me, nowadays, I'm not even as much of a cinephile as I was back then. Nowadays, I have to make a lot more YouTube videos. I have to do a lot more things. I work, don't get to be that great of a movie goer. Unfortunately, I really wish I could change that. But as a kid, this was not the case. I had nothing to do as a kid, so I remember one summer just being bored as shit, and I specifically remember this dresser where you open the drawer and then there was just a bunch of VHS tapes. And I remember during the summer I was just pulling movies out. This is also when I got into Dragon Ball Z. I was watching my old Dragon Ball Z tapes. I was watching old Pokemon tapes. I was also watching a lot of movies. The original Star Wars movies, Disney movies, a lot of stuff like that. Movies like Forrest Gump, stuff I probably was too young to watch at the time. A lot of dumb comedies too, like Austin Powers, stuff like that. Tommy Boy, Adam Sandler movies, Jim Carrey movies, all that type of shit. I was watching a lot of that. And I really loved these experiences. I watched so many movies, and I was rewatching them. I didn't give a shit about rewatching movies back then. I would rewatch the same movie over and over again. And, I remember recording a lot of movies on our TiVo, and I would watch a bunch of those over and over again. And it got to the point where, I would start buying more movies. Our local video store had movies for sale, and I would buy those. I would rent a lot of movies. My sister, she has a pretty damn good movie collection, and I would borrow movies from her. And I was just so into movies. That was my safe place to turn on a movie. I would just turn on movies I've never seen before as I'm falling asleep. I remember Forrest Gump. The first time I watched Forrest Gump, I was a small child, just threw it on as I went to bed, stayed up the majority of the night just watching Forrest Gump. Not because I wasn't tired, just because Forrest Gump is an amazing movie. Even for the small child that I was. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video where I talk about my collecting and how I got into collecting, but this is what sparked that. I just was getting so many movies, and then once the idea of collecting came into my mind, that became my new passion. And I would just go thrift storing, I would go pawn shopping, flea marketing, and I would just get as many movies as I can, and I would just burn through them. Movies like Step Brothers, which I saw a million times, Hangover, just dumb movies, scary movies, Scary Movie 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stuff like that I would watch all the time. It was my favorite thing to do. And I still have most of these movies. I couldn't get rid of most of them. And even nowadays, I would get rid of if for just a couple of dollars. I'm trying to watch these movies again, but a lot of these movies I know I'll probably never watch again, but I do want to keep around just for the hope of going through them one day when I have this magical free time that I think I'll get one day, and to watch them all and slowly get rid of them. That's my current thing. And there's so many times in my life, I remember the first time I got into Redbox. I remember when I got my license, Redbox was the thing. It was my excuse to go driving. I would go to Redbox. I remember that's like movies like Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph is like one of my favorite Disney movies, and that's like one of the movies I watched during this point in time. Rise of the Guardians, that was another one that I watched during this point in time. I think How to Train Your Dragon 2. I don't know why these all happen to be animated. Like the Oscar bait movies that were coming out around then too. Just general movies. I was becoming a pretty big cinephile. I remember renting movies from like the local library. Spirited Away, the first time I watched that is because I rented it from the library. And a lot of what I was watching, like, I obviously couldn't get online. There was no Netflix around back then. So DVDs were kind of like the necessity and the habit. And, you know, as time got on, like, it's much easier to watch something on Netflix. It's much easier just to go to the movie theater. Like, I still love going to the movie theater. Like, as a kid, like, movies were cheap as fuck where I came from. The hometown I grew up in only had, like, it was literally just one theater. Like, it was a building with one TV in it, and then they just changed the movie every week. If you wanted to watch a different movie, you gotta wait a week. Like, I remember, and it's still like that. Like, I visited there, you know, like a year or two ago, and it's the same fucking format. Like, you gotta wait a week to get a new movie. But I remember a lot of movies, like Gran Torino, Taken, I saw in that theater. Maybe, did I see Taken there? I don't even know. But, like, a lot of great memories in that theater. I remember Chronicles of Narnia, the first time I saw that. Like, big-ass line for Chronicles of Narnia. All the Harry Potter movies, I saw them all in theater. Every single one. Even the ones, like, I didn't even mean to see in theater. I just happened to go and see them around that time. And they were all, you know, the Harry Potter movies are dope. I love Harry Potter. A lot of those movies I saw. And, you know, I was such a cinephile, and I still am. My love for movies has never gone away. Like, movies are kind of like the purest art form to me. Like, it's you sit there, you experience it, you get everything, you walk away. That's the beauty of movies, and that has never gone away from me. And I will probably have that love until the day I die. And that's all because of that one summer where I just fucking binge through movies day and night. And yeah, that's my history of getting into movies and becoming the cinephile that I am today. The lazy cinephile that I am today. But anyway, thank you so much for watching as always. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning with another episode. And until then, with that, I leave you.